All around me, I look like I'm the man. Yeah, but I was down out like last week. Tell me when. Hey guys, so I am back at the Airbnb. I just washed my face and there's water all on me. I don't know, I have so many dark spots there. Do you guys see that? Ooh, let me get in the sun. So it is currently 9 a.m. and it is Saturday. This light is just so beautiful. I'm only talking kind of low because there's other people in this house and I don't want to wake them up. And I don't know if they're awake or not. So today I am going to be telling you guys how God moved me to Dallas. Actually, I don't like this light in my face. Yeah, right there, it's fine. But I will be showing you guys my Pacifica products as I tell you guys, because you guys know I love Pacifica and I just want to show you guys my routine as I give you guys this new story. So here we go. So I already washed my face. You guys did not get to see that. Anyway, I already washed my face. You guys didn't get to see that part, but I will show you what I use. So I have a couple of different Pacifica washes that I use, but this right now is my favorite because I don't wear makeup often anymore. So this is like perfect. It's super gentle. Like I'll even show you what it looks like when it comes out. Like it's like foam. Can you see that? Yeah, it's like foam. I'm just gonna like that with the back of my hand, and then it turns into like, look at my hands, they're already like moisturized. I know it's soap, but like, anyway, so after that, which I just washed my face, I scrub it on and I splash it off. I go in with my Pacifica Glow Baby Serum Booster. Love this stuff down. I will tell you, oh, this is the front of it, sorry. One thing I keep telling people all the time, whatever by Pacifica that you use, whatever it says on the bottle that it does is exactly what it does. So this is about to make me glow, baby. So, so back in 2020, I was just sitting in my room at my mom's house. I think 2021, sorry. It was like 2021. And I was in my room at my mom's house because I had moved back in with her. And I was watching videos of Chandler Moore and Doe Jones. And I was just like, I want to meet them. And in fact, I had so much faith that I would meet them. Like, it was almost like implied. Like, it felt at that moment like I was going to meet them. And I was like, well, I need to know how I'm going to get to meet them. Because I feel like if I can get connected with them, I could get into the industry and sing and all types of stuff. Keep that in mind because that was a strong desire of mine at the time. So I prayed, and I don't remember fasting, but I remember praying. I specifically remember God telling me that they're from Dallas and I need to move to Dallas. Like and I know that sounds crazy. Like, why would God just be like, oh, they're from Dallas, move to Dallas because you want to meet them? It just made sense to me. Like, I was like, when God speaks to you, it doesn't make sense, but it's like, he said it. Like, especially if you have faith, like if God said it, has to be done, like point blank, period. So, and this is 2021. So I was like, okay, Lord, well, I gotta get to Dallas. How am I gonna get there? But I knew it was gonna be a faith walk. So I knew, oh, that smells so good. Love that. Sorry, next product I'm going to be using is the Pacifica Vegan Collagen, and all of their products are vegan, pet friendly or cruelty free. Sorry, it says cruelty free. This stuff right here is what makes my face like shiny. Like, it's going to make your face like shiny. Like you see them girls who be putting Vaseline on their face and oil just to make it shiny. This stuff right here, first of all, is meant for your face, and you're not clogging your pores like the other girls are. And look how much I'm about to use. You don't need that much because it goes a long way. I could use more so you can see, but this stuff is thick. It's thick. So anyway, I was like, okay, Lord, well, I need to get to Dallas somehow, and I don't know how. It always was like a desire of mine, but I never had acted on it. I just knew, like, I'm going to be in Dallas. I'm going to get to Dallas. I'm going to get to Dallas. And so every time I saw Dallas or Dallas Cowboys or anything Dallas, I took it as a sign that God was still pointing me towards Dallas. And I remember what the guy I was talking to at the time, I told him, I said, I am going to move to Dallas. Like, I straight told him that. Like, I didn't even tell him, like, a thing or God told me. I said, I'm moving to Dallas. And he was like, Like, he was kind of acting like he wanted to move with me. And so he was like, you know, now I think about it, God's been pointing me towards Dallas too. I was like, boy, please. But that's your faith, okay? So anyway, just know that for the next couple of years, from 2021 all the way up until 2024, which is last year, I had been doing everything that I could to get to Dallas. I applied to jobs. I got hired, but I couldn't come work because I didn't have the faith. But don't say I didn't have any words to say. I didn't have the faith to come here. I got hired at really good jobs too, which kind of makes me mad that I missed out on those opportunities because they would have been really good positions, but it is what it is. So last year, I moved out of my mom's house since 2021, but last year I moved back in with my mom because of my housing situation. It was just like a big mess. My car got stolen, all types of stuff. You guys should have seen that in the last video. If you didn't watch the last video, that's a synopsis of what had happened. I'm now going in with my Pacifica Face Oil Serum. And I know I just told you the girls who be putting oil on their face, but this is for your face. This isn't Vaseline. And the cool thing about this, when I first bought it, it had two different liquids in it. So the bottom was all blue and the top was all pink. If you look close, you can kind of still see the pink in there. And I think you were supposed to shake it up. I would shake it up, but I don't know what you were supposed to do. But this stuff is runny, so you might want to use it quickly. So I put it on my face like that, like so. You don't need much, again. And this is the last part of my face routine, face care routine. So yeah, so I moved back in with her, and she told me, at the time I was a substitute teacher for the district I was living in. Look at that glow. And she told me that wasn't a real job, even though I worked 40 hours a week, full-time, had benefits, and it was consistent. Apparently it wasn't a real job. I'm trying to show you guys the glow. That's what I'm getting over here. Like, look at that. Like, look at my hand. That part of my hand, barely glowing. But look at that part. Obviously, the product was all over that. Like and then look at my face. So she told me that wasn't a real job, and I need to go find a real job. Otherwise she wasn't going to take me to work, because mind you, I had my car was stolen. That's a whole different story. But she was taking me to work, and she said, I'm not going to take you to work if you don't have a real job. So I started looking for jobs, real jobs. This isn't Pacifica, it's Laneige. I love this stuff, Dion. This is the last part of my whole entire face. I did miss a step for my lips that, actually I will show you guys, because I did do that today. Hold on. So I got this from Amazon. The packaging is like that's kind of coming off, but I want to keep it on so when I show you guys what it is, you know. But it's like, if you can see through the bottle, it's almost gone. But this is a brown sugar scrub. It's straight up brown sugar. I got it from Amazon. It's by Botany. I don't think I've ever heard of them until I had to buy it. But I use that to scrub my lips. And then I go in with the Laneige. I don't know how to say this. And I just use that. It is yellow. So when you first put it on, you're going to see like a yellow tint. But you just got to keep blending it in, and then you're going to see that juiciness. You don't need too much. I done had this stuff for over a year. And it's still not even to the bottom. Anyway. So I started looking for jobs, and I got a job. I got hired as a kindergarten teacher at a private school. And I didn't know how I got that position, because I don't have a bachelor's degree yet. Or let's say I didn't have a bachelor's degree, and I wasn't certified. So, it looks so dark in the light. I mean, not in the light. So I don't understand how I even got that job. Like, anyway, so they had me working there. And apparently I was supposed to start in August, and I started working there in May. So while I was there in May, the teacher that I was going to be replacing, she was moving to Louisiana. So that's why they were hiring for a new kindergarten teacher. She was the only kindergarten teacher in the whole entire school. And she was like super like highly regarded. And I could see why. She was very hard worker, very thorough, and like she was perfect for the position, if anybody. So we're training and stuff, and they're telling me all types of stuff and things that I need to do and stuff. And I ask her like every day, like, is there something, like, what could I be studying? And she's just handing me books and stuff like that, and it has lesson plans. I'm just like, you're not really pointing me anywhere. Like, I don't really know where I'm going with this information. So I assumed that information that she was giving me was kind of just like resources I could use when I'm in the classroom, when I start working there by myself. And anyway, so it was a great experience. I just realized, I really realized that at that moment, I do not like working with that age group. And I used to think that that was the easiest thing you could do, and that middle school and higher was harder. But it takes a special person to be able to work with kids like that. And what really sent me was, the school is very small. So they had this gym that was like the size of this room times 2. No, times 3. Let's say it was times 3. And they had every single kid in that school. Mind you, there were infants. There were like preschool age, kindergarten, every age. There's over 100 kids in that small room every morning. And it was like a pep rally they did every morning, which is cool. And they would just scream and they would just dance. And it was just like, I don't want this. I can't be a part of this. This is not my ministry. And I just remember the last day I was there, I didn't know it was gonna be my last day. So they kept like, we had a meeting I think like a week before my last day, and they were like, well, Ashley, we're gonna have a parents' night, and we want you to meet the parents. We want you to blah blah blah. And I'm sitting there listening, like, what? Why are you guys not giving me that much information? Like, if I feel like you're giving me information as if I should know what's happening. And I was just like, yeah, like they're talking to me, and in my mind I'm just like, this is probably not gonna work out. So anyway, so a week later, I'm sitting in the classroom. Mind you, the teacher who I'm shadowing, she still is not giving me information. I'm barely even an assistant. I'm just in there, like literally just sitting in the classroom observing. Now, mind you, I have history in classrooms, so I don't think I needed to observe that much. I have been observing for a month, but I was okay with it because I was still getting paid, and I was getting paid nicely. So my last day there, doing nothing. I'm sitting at the table, just like watching her teach the same thing every day. She has the same routine every single day. So I was just like, Lord, I don't think I can do this. I really don't. And I just remember I got to a place where like, I just knew nobody was paying attention to me. So I kind of just like dozed off. Like, I didn't like fall asleep or anything, but like I just went into like this spiritual realm where I started talking to God. Like I just feel like everybody needs that moment where you're just in pure silence for like a good hour, and you just stare into the world, and like just let God speak to you. I believe God is like in the environment, and like your environment will start to like speak to you, and you'll start to get ideas, and you'll know it's from God. And so I just stared and kind of just like imagined, and I said, God, I don't want to be here. I don't like it here. I dread it. I have to be here from 7:30 to 3:30 every day, and I despise it. I look forward to leaving, and I don't want a job like that. And I told him, I said, I only got this job because I was trying to honor my mom. I forgot to mention that part. I also, me and my mom, we wouldn't argue a lot, but I wasn't respecting her. I didn't have like that much respect for her because I feel like she didn't respect me. So at some point, God told me, he was basically showing me like honoring your mom is honoring God, because the Bible says honor your mother and your father and your days will be long. So I was like, I want to honor her. So during that time, I was doing everything I could to honor her. Like I would make her coffee, or I would do stuff to honor her. So I got that job because I wanted to honor her, and I told God that before I got the job. So I believe that's why I got the job, because I told God I wanted to honor her. I said, Lord, I'm trying to do your will. I'm trying to honor my mom, like you said, so that I can have long life. Now I need a job. And that's when I got that job. So let's go back to the time when I was sitting at that table. So I'm sitting at the back table and I'm talking to God. And I said, Lord, I don't want to be here. I was honoring you by even being here. And I was honoring my mom because you said that my life would be long. And I'm just trying to do right. But I hate it here. And I got a vision, like clear as day, as clear as I'm looking at you. And I got a vision of me sitting in the office with the director and the assistant director, the people who hired me. And I literally positioned the exact same way. I was sitting right here on the table. assistant director was right here, and the director was right across from me. That's how I envisioned it. And I saw myself telling them, I just want to be honest with you guys. I can't do this. Like, I don't want this position. And when I tell you, not even 15 minutes later, the receptionist comes into the classroom and she goes, Miss Jones, the directors want to speak to you. And I was like, I really thought I was in trouble. I was like, why? Like, what could you be talking to me about? Like, in the middle of the day, why are you calling me in? So they call me into their office. And guess what? We're sitting at that table the exact same way I had envisioned it. And I already knew exactly what was about to go down. So I thought that they're going to find... So they have this teacher's lounge that has, like, recliners in it. And the kids are asleep for an hour. And apparently I don't get a break as a teacher. And when they called me in, they're like, we just want to let you know that we've noticed that during that 1 hour time that the kids are asleep, that you have been going to the lounge and taking a break. But we want to let you know that you don't get a break because I've been getting paid for that break. And they're like, the teacher has been wanting to print and do stuff, but she can't. I'm just like, why can't people just talk? Why can't you just say, hey, can you stay here for a little bit so I can go print some things? You know I leave every single day. You see it's a routine. Why couldn't... Anyway, so I was like, okay, like, that's not that big of a deal. I just don't want to be in the classroom because there's chairs for little kids and I can't sit down anywhere. And if there's any time that I can just relax and just sit down in a regular person chair, I would like to do that. So I was like, okay, that's fine. So they're like, okay, well, now that we got that. Plus, I'm not her assistant. Thank you very much. I'm her shadow. I'm just watching and I'm about to take over. So that did kind of offend me that they were like, the teacher wants to do stuff like this, but you keep leaving the classroom. And I was like, I'm not her assistant. And if she needs somebody, got plenty of people who are assistants in this school. That's probably pride. Sorry. I would have stayed. I would have if she asked me, but she didn't. And it was just like they were implying it as if like I was supposed to, like you should know your role. Anyway, so then they proceed to take out like content books, and they're thick. And I was just like, what are you doing right now? Like, why are you giving me this? And she's like, yeah, and over the summertime, we're going to talk about this, and we're going to meet here, and we're going to do this. I was like, okay. Like, I'm just sitting there like, okay. Well, do you have any questions for us? No. Like, super simple. And I was like, I did want to let you guys know something. And this is where the conversation started. I was like, I was scared. So I let them know. I said, hey guys, I don't think I can do this job anymore. And actually, when I envisioned it, it was so much more like peaceful. But when I was talking to them, I was like I was shaking, but I don't think they could tell. But I was like, I don't think I could do this anymore. I was just basically telling them like, this position is not for me, and they were like, Ashley, it's okay. So I'm assuming they wanted me out anyway. I think they realized that was not for me. They're like, we want you to be able to teach in an environment that suits you, because if you don't like it, and if you don't like the age group that you're teaching, then you're never going to be able to succeed. And we want to see you succeed, blah, blah, blah. That was the assistant director talking. Now the director who hired me, she was just looking me up and down like that. This is before I even said I didn't want to work there anymore. She was looking at me as if like, now I know I can read people's minds. The way she looked at me was as if I lied on my resume, and I lied nowhere. And this is how I know God will put you in positions that you don't even know how you got in, because my resume does not say I have a bachelor's degree. My resume does not say I'm certified. So for you to hire me, and when I did the interview, you had 2 copies of my resume. So if you looking at me like that, then you should look at yourself, because you should read better. And I had to send in my transcripts. Nowhere in my transcript does it say I have a bachelor's degree. Anyway, so they're like, oh, Ashley, it's okay. So they gave me a hug. The assistant director, she was so sweet. She gave me a hug. And the other director, she gave me a hug just because she had to, which was so like off-putting, because it was like when you interviewed me, you were like, woo, and now you're like, where did that come from? So they're like, you can go ahead and clock out. We don't need you to stay here any longer. I was like, I can finish the day out, but I don't do anything. So they're like, no, you can just go. So I called my mom, and I'm scared to tell her that I just quit, because I got the job because she wanted me to be in a real job. So I told her, I said, well, we had an early day off, and they let us out early. Because she was like, why would they let you out early on a Tuesday? Or maybe it was like the middle of the week. It was a Thursday, I think. And I was like, it's just an early day. Like, they told me I didn't need to work anymore. I just been sitting in the class anyway. I held that lie for months. And the next time I got my check, it was like a good $900 from working like 2 weeks, which is like the most I had ever made at that moment. Oh wait, no, it's not. That's a lie. Huh. Now I think about it, I think my check was, oh, I had worked 1 week. I didn't work often, like a lot. It was like the pay period that I was in. I didn't work a full pay period. I don't know. But anyway, my check was like $900. And I remember thinking like if I had worked a couple more days, it would have been more. And that's why I was saying it was the biggest check I've ever had, because it was going to be. But it wasn't, because I didn't work a full pay period. But anyway, my check didn't end up being $900. And something in my spirit was so strong that said, go to Dallas. And at this time, like, again, I was still learning to respect my mom. So I didn't have the respect for her to tell her where I was going, when, because I felt like if I told her what I was doing, she would stop me. Because in the past she has. So, and plus she has a way of saying things to me, and I'll take responsibility for this, that I'll grasp what she's saying and take it to heart and allow it to affect me to the point where I don't move, where I don't do something, because she's like telling me fears that I wasn't even thinking about. And it's like, why did I think about that? So I didn't tell her. So I decided that I was going to go to Dallas, because I just felt it so strongly in my spirit. It was as if that check that I had got was like Dallas, like as if like Dallas was written all over it. And I didn't plan to go to Dallas. I didn't make any plans to go to Dallas. Like, I don't remember planning. I'm sure I did once I had the idea of going to Dallas, but I don't remember planning. I don't remember saying to myself, when I get this next check, I'm going to Dallas. I don't remember saying that. But it was like God pulled me to Dallas. So anyway, so I go to Dallas and I take the bus. So I get a bus from Houston to Dallas, and I had to wake up at like 3 in the morning maybe to take a Uber to the bus stop, because the bus stop was like 20 minutes away from me. And then from the bus stop, I had to take that bus to it was the Metro bus. I had to take that bus to the Flix bus that was taking me to Dallas. So it took me a good like 3 hours just to make it to the point where I was getting picked up to go to Dallas. Dallas trip, on the way to Dallas, it was beautiful. The Flix bus, like I can say I've had some good experiences with Flix so far. It was really cool. I mean, the pickup area was super sketchy, I'll say that, because they don't have actual bus stops. But that was super sketchy. And yeah, so I made it to Dallas. And when I got here, I booked a hotel in Addison. I had no idea what Addison was. And yeah, I was like, this is a beautiful area. Like, I love this. Like, I didn't know I was going to be staying in an area like this. And I looked up where it was. I was like, oh, I'm in Addison. Come on, Addison. And I just used my check to do whatever came to me. So once I got in my hotel, I ordered crawfish and something else. I think I ordered from 2 different places. I know I did. But I got a bag of crawfish, because I was like, it just felt like, have you ever seen that movie? I think it's like Holiday, The Perfect Man Holiday, with Queen Latifah. I think that's what it's called. And she had like a couple months to live, and she like does everything that she could possibly think of. That's how that felt. It felt like I have nothing to lose. At the time, I wasn't paying rent. I didn't have a car. I owed no money to anybody, and I wasn't saving up for anything, because at the time I was just like, it is what it is. So I was like, I'm gonna just live. I mean, it just is what it is. So I ordered, and this is in May of 2024. So I ordered food, and then that same night, I'm like, I want to do something cool. And I was like, I don't know. So I'm getting Ubers and catching buses, and I go to the Canes, Post Malone's Canes, and I was just thinking I was living a life. And no, first I go to the Dallas. There's this thing in Dallas where you get to like look over. It's in downtown Dallas where you get to look over like everything. Anyway, I was having a blast. I was enjoying myself. I met this man, and he really wanted me like really bad. This is when I went to like the Skyline thing where the tower. It's a tower. And it was a worker there. I was trying to take a picture of myself. He said, you want me to take a picture? And I was like, sure. No, he was talking about some, we about to close in 20 minutes. I'm gonna let you know that. And I was like, oh, okay, thank you. And he goes, you oh, the most beautiful woman I ever seen in my life. And he was older. He had to be in his like late 40s, early 50s. And I was just like, you got money? I'm just kidding. But yeah, I told him, I was like, I'm not single, sir. Sorry. And anyway, so but the man almost got it if he had money. Anyway, because he was handsome. He really was. And I really liked the way he approached me. And it's the fact that I was in a new city. I was like, why not? But then I was like, I'm in a new city and by myself. And he's still not taking me out. I don't know this man. This is bad news. So I didn't go forward with that. But the next day, I decided I want to go to Six Flags. And I went to Six Flags by myself. And yeah, I went to Six Flags all by myself. I met some people. It was a really cool experience. Like, I feel like everybody should do something weird like that. If that's not weird to you, then don't do it. But just do something that's like not expected. Like, nobody goes to Six Flags by themselves and has fun. But I did. I came back home to the hotel. And what did I do next? Oh, that was my last day. So the next morning I had to check out. This is where I was like, God wants me to move here. Like, this is where this last day was like it's set in stone that I have to move to Dallas. I don't know how, who, what, when, or why, but God is going to get me there. So after I checked out of my hotel, I only had a backpack. That's all I had. But my backpack was heavy. And so I had been taking Ubers and buses. And I looked on Eventbrite. And I saw that there was an event happening at the museum. And I love museums. And so I was like, I'm going to go to the museum. So I get to the museum downtown. And it's literally so beautiful. Like, it was just so beautiful. Literally as soon as I walk in. Mind you, sorry, before I walk in, I was literally like, Lord, I need someone to put my backpack down. Like, I just need my backpack. Like, I don't want to carry this backpack around. It's too much. It's really heavy. And like it was 11 a.m. when I checked out, and I didn't have to get on my bus until 5. So it was like a couple hours of me just walking around with a backpack. And especially if I went to that class, like, I didn't want to, like the event at the museum, I didn't want to have my backpack. So as soon as I stepped foot in the museum, this man, he goes, hey, you can't have that. And I was like, what? He goes, your backpack. And I was like, please, sir. This isn't like, I had an attitude with him. I was like, where am I supposed to put it? And he goes, if you go down that hallway, he was like, if you go down that hallway and you go to check in, they will keep your backpack until the museum closes. Then I just told God I had an attitude with the man because I was like, why are you stopping me? Where am I supposed to put my backpack? You don't even know my story. You don't know that look at my skin glow. Don't tell me Pacifica don't. Because my skin did not look like this at first. Like, I'm literally glowing. Anyway, so I go down there. The lady who is doing the check-in, so sweet. Like, oh my gosh, like, made my experience like so nice. And she was telling me, she's like, make sure you do this so that whenever you come back to get your bag, that it's easy to find, this and that. And she gave me a ticket. I kept that ticket, and I came back a second time to get my charger. So I went outside and I did the class. It was a class at the museum. It was like a mindfulness class. And so after I checked in my bags, I went to the class. It was directly outside of the museum in front of this mural. I'll probably go back maybe today. I don't know. I can because I got a car now. I don't have to take the bus. Oh my gosh, sorry. I didn't mean to spoil. So anyway, so the class, I didn't know what I was getting into. So there's chairs in a half circle, and she tells the instructor tells everyone to find a seat, and on top of the seat there's a notepad and a pencil, and we're sitting directly in front of this mural, and she's like, she's playing music, like she's literally like not sound bowls, but she's playing like something, and then she starts singing like while we're like whatever. She goes, feel free to close your eyes. Feel free and just take in your environment. It was super peaceful. And we were all just sitting there just like whatever. And then she kind of opened the discussion to the mural, and she's like, we're going to walk together. So she makes us all stand up, and we all stand in a line, and we all walk towards this mural together, and we stand there together, and we have this open discussion about what we're seeing in the mural. And I'll show you guys. I think I will go back so I can show you guys, or I'll try to find it and just insert a picture of it. So people are giving their like opinions and stuff, and it's very insightful of like how and where people are in life will determine what they see. And then some people are just saying like these like cliche things, and it was obvious they just wanted to sound like I know what I'm talking about, like, you know. And it's like, but it was kind of cool still, like I'm seeing where you are in life. And one of the ladies who annoyed me, she was talking like that, like she was like talking like and the mediums and I was just like, girl, be so for real. But there's this one part of it that stuck out. Obviously there was some type of catastrophe or like something going on, chaos going on in the mural, but then there was this like thing coming away from it, like it was like a star, it was like a rainbow, but her body wasn't a rainbow, it was what she was leaving behind. And I said I think it's very interesting how that part of it, she would have never released a rainbow if she never was in an environment that she couldn't be in anymore, and she got pushed out, and what she released was more beautiful than what she was holding in. And that spoke to me, because I feel like that's where I was in life, that there's a rainbow I'm leaving behind if I leave. But if I stayed where I was at in Houston, then that rainbow would have never been released, and I would have never been able to see the beauty of God, or even the beauty that God has put inside of me. And so that's what solidified, like, this is crazy that this is what is happening right now. Wow, this is my last day in Dallas. Everything is working out perfect. So when everything was over, the lady who I was like she stuck out to me anyway, but she comes and starts talking to the instructor, and I'm talking to the instructor, so we're having a conversation. So when the instructor leaves, the lady who I was kind of like annoyed with the way she was talking, she was black, so she kind of stripped down her what do you call it, vernacular, I guess. And she was just like, girl, this and that, like, we're just talking. And I told her, I said, you know, I'm thinking about living in Dallas, and I feel like God's calling me. And she was a believer. I didn't know this. She was like, yeah, same thing with me. God called me to Dallas. I came here to visit just like you coming to visit, and I ain't never left for the past 5 years. And she was just telling me, and I was like, what are the odds that you are here to testify to me about moving to Dallas? Like, what are the odds? And she's like, girl, do it. Move to Dallas. Like, it's going to be the best experience you ever had in your life. And I was just like looking around, like, because if you've been to the Dallas Museum, like, that whole area is just so gorgeous. Like, it is like, I was like, I don't want to leave. How do I stay? But anyway, I could have, but I only got my hotel for 3 days, and my faith only went so far at the time. Sorry, I have to sneeze. So anyway, I end up leaving the museum, but I still have my backpack checked in because they didn't know I wasn't at the museum. And I go eat, I get on a scooter. They had food trucks outside and this big event and stuff like that. And I just was like riding around town. I really enjoyed it. And so I finally came back to the museum, and I think I was eating or something. And that's when I realized I was like, I'm staying. I did go enjoy the museum. I did walk around, and I got to see some amazing things. I might insert some clips because I vlogged a lot of that. Or I'll just make a different vlog so you guys can see my experience in Dallas. But yeah, I really enjoyed that time in Dallas, and that was like a solidification to me. Like, I need to move to Dallas. So I come back home, and my family is like, where you been? And they got my location, but they're just kind of mad that I didn't tell them that I was going to Dallas. And I was like, I feel sorry, fresh. I just left Dallas. And they were like, you can't just be leaving the city and not tell nobody. And I was like, I know, I'm sorry. Don't tell me Pacifica, y'all. Pacifica. And this is why I haven't been wearing makeup. Because why do I need to? Like, why do I need to? There's no filter on me. That's my actual skin. Oh, what's going on there? I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, so the whole entire year, which was last year, I was doing everything that I could to get to Dallas. I was looking up places to live. I was looking up jobs, and this is when I got one of like the best jobs. It was at a school as a what do you call that? It was a para position, but they were paying really good. It was an instructional para where basically you're teaching the kids who are like need enrichment. And I was like, I do that often. I could do that easily. And I did get hired, and it was in a very good district. And I had to tell them I can't make it. Like, I was so excited. I had to tell them I couldn't make it. I don't know if I'll be able to show my face in that district again. Anyway, so I thought the pool guy was here. But anyway, so yeah, I made every effort that I could to get here. And I enrolled into school again because I was like, I want to graduate. So what school's out here? UNT. I was like, I've always wanted to go to UNT. It's a perfect excuse. So I applied, and I got accepted, and everything kind of like last minute happened. I actually planned, since I've been planning to move to Dallas for the past like 3 years, it just felt like I was always in that planning stage. And I got to a point where this is like last year, like a couple months ago, like, because it's January now, but this was a couple months ago. I said, Lord, every effort that I try to get to Dallas does not work. Like, nothing works. Like, every time I try to get to Dallas, it's like either I got a place to stay and no job, or I have a job and no place to stay. And I was just like, I don't know. Like, I'm not going to get there unless you tell me. And I can admit that maybe my faith may not be as strong as others, because I could have had the job, because it was working out. I'm not going to say my faith isn't as strong as others. I'm not going to say that. I had the faith to keep the job, and then I didn't have a car at the time either. I had the faith to get a job and just bus or Uber to work. But I knew that was going to be too much, and that's not the life that I want to live. I'm just a girl. So, anyway, so I said, Lord, I'm not going to get to Dallas unless you send me. Like, you have to set it up. You have to make it where when I get there, it's because you put me there. Like, so, like I said, I applied to school, but they were taking such like a long time to tell me whether or not, like, you know, when I had to do orientation first. Anyway, so all of it was just a lot trying to get to school. So by the time I got registered, I thought I was going to take online classes and still just be in Houston and whatever. But I was like, I really want to be in Dallas because this is a great excuse to make it to Dallas. But if not, like, I'll just do online classes because that's safe. That's safe. And I got an amazing advisor, so amazing. She ended up telling me, because I thought I was going to have to take another 2 years here. She said, girl, you have 30 hours. So however you want to do that, you can do 15 hours here and 15 hours there, or you can take the rest of this year and graduate in December. And I was like, I think I'll do that. So I do graduate in December. And she was like, and I changed my major as well. And most of my major is done. Thank you, Jesus. Like, God just really set this up. And so found out last minute, because of that, I had to move to Dallas. Had to. And everyone was like, well, why don't you figure out a way to get your classes online? Like, people think it's a burden on me to move to be here. Like, do you realize I've been waiting years to come here? Like, well, why don't you just try to get all your classes online? Because I have 2 classes online, but the rest of them are not. And they're like, why don't you just try? Like, because they think I'm stressed out. I am living the life right now. I love Dallas. I am so happy that I'm in Dallas right now. So that's how God got me to Dallas. Yeah, I'm going to just see what God has in store for me. And I'm going to do what he tells me to do. And I just want to let you guys know that I made it here. Not on my own. So that's how God moved me to Dallas. I told you guys this because I do personally believe that there's a breakthrough that comes when you give your testimony, because other people need to hear what you've gone through. And if you're anything like me, you don't like people in your business, but you want everybody to know what you got going on. But I personally believe that God wants us to tell our testimonies and talk about how God has done certain things in our life, so that other people can be blessed and inspired to go to God's feet and say, Lord, I see what you've done for others. What are you going to do for me? So that's that on that. Thank you guys for watching my testimony. Hopefully Pacifica speaks to you. These are my favorite. Like, the whole brand is my favorite. There's nothing about Pacifica I don't like. There are certain products in Pacifica that I've used that don't cater to my skin, but this right here, holy grail. I don't think I'll stop using those. In fact, I recently replaced this. This is new. I've never ever used this before Christmas. I got this for Christmas, and I really wanted it because, I don't know, it just looked cool. So if you ever want to gift me, you know how, please be inspired. I plan to regularly vlog and show you guys my experience here in Dallas. And yeah, let's just see where it takes me. She seen money all around me. Money all around me. I look like I'm the man. Yeah, but I was counting out like last week.